According to the quarterly labor force survey for the first quarter of this year, there are 8 million young South Africans not in employment, education or training. Only 1 in 2 pupils who start grade 1 will make it to matric, and around 2 in 10 youngsters have no one in their households to help them tap into work or study opportunities. Also, young job seekers who live in poverty spend an average of 605 rand a month to look for work when they don't even have the money. So what are the solutions that are needed to address the unemployment crisis among the South African youth? Mario Meyer, a policy analyst at Youth Capital, joins us now for this discussion. Mario, good evening. Thank you so much for your time tonight. Of course, this youth unemployment is not new to South Africa. We've been talking about it for quite some time, and this problem has really been exacerbated by COVID-19 as well. Let's talk about the action plan that you're putting forward, and what are you suggesting in it, particularly when it comes to really tangibly dealing with the youth, or with the issue of youth unemployment?
Good evening, Mugiwe. As you've mentioned, youth unemployment and unemployment in general was at record high levels prior to COVID-19 and the lockdown, and is only likely to increase, and sadly, perhaps quite substantially, because of lockdown. And at Youth Capital, we are a youth-led campaign that has an action plan for addressing youth unemployment. And this action plan focuses on 3 broad areas: education, transitions, and jobs. And the solutions put forward in this action plan combine both data as well as the lived experiences of young people.
And let's talk then about, obviously, the young people that are finding themselves looking for work, and others that have even stopped looking, because Stats SA also makes mention of the millions of young people that have even stopped looking for work. How worse has it been, particularly around this time?
Well, we don't yet know for sure from Stats SA, because we don't yet have the Q2 labor force survey. But the Newzroom data that came out recently said that the decrease in employment was about 18% for 3 million people. And amongst that, it was concentrated particularly amongst women, Black Africans, and young people. So young people have been quite hard hit by the loss of employment, but then, as you've mentioned, there were many people, especially young people, before COVID-19 and lockdown who had become discouraged. And the impact of COVID-19, I think, has put more pressure on young people who are already discouraged, and has placed pressure on young people who may have been working but have been in industries like manufacturing, retail, tourism, which have been really hard hit by the lockdown measures.
And what have you found to be the bottlenecks when it comes to, young people really getting jobs?
Well, as I mentioned, with the action plan that we've developed focuses on those 3 broad areas of education, transitions, and jobs. And as alluded to by your previous guest from the Zero Dropout campaign, the challenges in education result in high levels of dropout, not only at school level, but also at college level and at university level. So in the area of education, we have 4 action points that we are saying require attention. And these are providing young people with certification for their educational attainments, providing a catch-up plan for young people who start school at a deficient level in terms of their basic skills in reading, writing, and counting, and young people who are progressed at school, even though they may not be at a level where they're able to be progressed to higher grades. So having a catch-up plan in schools, but as well as colleges and universities where young people lack the basic skills that they need to succeed. And then also tracking the progress of young people as they progress through school, college, or university, so that you can identify where and when young people need extra support. In addition to academic support, young people need wraparound and psychosocial support, because the challenges that they face and the pressures they face not only impacted them academically, but a lot more holistically. And so there's a great need for wraparound support, including mental health support. And around transitions, we are arguing that job seeking is expensive. As you mentioned, on average, young people spend 600 Rand or more looking for a job. So we argue that job seeking needs to be made more affordable. Young people need greater social networks, social capital to help them to find work. And the information gap between employers and job seekers also needs to be closed so that there's a better understanding of the skills that employers are looking for and the skills that young people have, which is not only communicated by a certificate.
Thank you so much for your time tonight. That's Mario Meyer, who is the policy analyst at Youth Capital, talking to us about some of the issues that are bottlenecks when it comes to youth unemployment, and of course calls there for the search for work to really be made affordable, because you would have heard in our intro there that the young people are spending as much as 605 Rand per month when it comes to looking for work, and this is money that they simply do not have.